What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 39 of the Pro No Show, the game debate show where viewers like you get to decide whether you're pro or no on various game-related topics. Tonight's topic is going to be, what will next gen look like, and what do you want from it? We got Neil, we got Derek, we got Martin in the producer's chair.
What's up, everybody?
Creep in the darkness.
So whenever I do open up the polls to vote, it's going to be vote vote 0 for traditional box sets. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Vote 1 for streamlined upgradable PCs. I will let you know when we open that up. And then later on, you'll be able to join the debate on Discord and let your voice be heard. Let us know what you think. We want to talk to you. It'd be nice. So the reason why I chose this topic specifically is because there's a few things that have been going on that I've been seeing in the news outlets, in the mainstream news outlets at least, people keep talking about, and it almost feels like there's a dissatisfaction with the current gen, and that is the speculation of NX, which is going to be technically the first entry to the ninth
Nintendo's
generation.
playing catch up.
I know, but they don't want to tell that. Nintendo fans will argue that would officially be the ninth generation. And then also there's all this talk about mid-gen upgrades or like a refresher, things like that are not just cosmetic, but to actually upgrade the hardware inside to get better performance. There's also been issues with getting a consistent 1080p 60 frames on both consoles, notably Xbox One, but for the 1080 60 frames, still a few titles still have some issues on PS4. Mm-hmm. And that's obviously people compare it to PC, which is unfair, but it's still going to happen. So what do you want? What do you think is going to happen next gen, and what do you guys want also?
Well, I want enterprise holodecks. I want to just walk into a room and everything be reality and just have fun. That's it. That's what I want. I'm holding out for that.
Like without VR.
No VR. None of that in AR.
Didn't they controllers? Didn't Microsoft have that prototype where they did they would illuminate the room for you? You never saw that?
No.
Or it used Kinect, and then it would do like a hologram, but it basically only was as good as like expanding some of the colors off of the screen. But that was like the early prototype. It never made it to like consumer level, of course, but still.
Because it's garbage.
What are you looking forward to for next gen?
Next gen, I really like the thought of intertwining the consoles and mobile gaming, like the NX has said. I think that's a necessity with how much mobile gaming has become the staple of gaming for almost everybody, it seems.
And they've been talking to each other since the 7th gen, since 360 and PS3. You've been able to use Smart Glass or other apps to communicate with games.
And there needs to be a seamless way that I can take my console gaming with me. Because to be honest, that's if they're going to upgrade, that's what they need to do.
But you're not going to have the same experience. I mean, you're over here playing Call of Duty on your console with all that power, and you're going to take it with you on a mobile device and expect the same.
I almost feel like it would have to be like a dedicated mobile device, not just
that's what I'm not saying. Just a phone.
I still don't think it would be powerful enough to give you the same experience. It would kind of cheapen it if you ask me.
I don't even think it needs to be.
Well, you could be streaming it if we can get the streaming it off of your box. That way, the power is coming from the box, and then.
Then it's all due to your mobile bandwidth and all that.
The option I think needs to be there, because people are having less and less time to game.
Well, Sony's been doing that since the PlayStation 3.
Okay, has it worked great though, and for everything?
Yeah, everything on the PS4 you can stream to a Sony smartphone.
Yeah, you have to have the Sony smartphone though. I mean, I want either something with the system, or I want it to be available.
The NX is being kind of like speculated that it's going to be like that. We don't know yet. We don't know what the NX is yet.
I don't want to go out and buy an Xperia or whatever just because.
Hey man, the Z phone's pretty neat.
Kayla had the Xperia and it is all right. The best thing about it was being able to hook up your controller to it, but you can do that with any of them now. So
yeah.
Do you think that it's even necessary to be even talking about this so early on?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we still got another good 4 years before we're gonna get the official next generation.
Oh yeah,
outside of Nintendo.
But there seems to be this interest in getting more out of the box.
Yeah, I think
more so than last gen. You know,
people are getting more and more impatient. They see how fast PC, is upgrading with everything there, and they don't realize, the time that.
No, it's just I think it's more of a societal shift than a technological shift. I think as a society, we're moving more to I want everything now. I don't want to wait till tomorrow. Exactly. Yeah.
But
it's a combination of instant gratification and entitlement.
But I think the tech world kind of caters to that because we get phones every year.
They cater to it where they follow the money.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. If people are willing to invest, but the phone market is actually slowing down with that. They're starting to get rid of those yearly incremental increases because they realize people aren't upgrading. I mean, that's why Samsung was giving out so many bonuses with the S7 early adoptions.
Oh, there had to be a lot of incentives in order for people to
That's what they're doing with everything. LG gives away free batteries and free everything under the sun. Samsung gave away the Gear VR. So T-Mobile was doing a buy one, get one free on the S7 just to try to get them adopted. I mean, incremental increases in technology aren't necessary. I think it's more along the lines that at some point in time, someone needs to sit down and say, this is what you get. Deal with it until we get around to giving you the next thing. Play the games, have fun.
I agree. I feel definitely right now with you see everybody complaining so far about the Xbox One and the PS4. I didn't really feel. I feel it was there a bit in the PS3 and 360 age, but people seemed very happy with the systems. They weren't.
There was no demand for a new generation.
I think towards the end there was.
Towards the end there was.
I thought that it was a long generation. It was a little 1 or 2 years too much.
At the end, people were happy to get the new generation, but there wasn't like a picket line or anything. Like there wasn't parades set up for people protesting for the next gen.
I mean, well, online protesting.
Well,
you can't.
No one gets out of it.
Let me say though, when I got my 360 and I turned it on, I was blown away with how good it looked.
Yeah.
And then now when I turn on my Xbox One, I was disappointed. I was actually sad. I turned it on. I thought, wow, this looks like crap.
I think that's also to the point of diminishing returns. It gets harder and harder to wow people, especially when you're trying to put out a box at $400.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and a lot of us that were around for the first, 5 or 6 generations kind of did get spoiled by that because you literally doubled the power of the console every generation. So, I mean, like when you took those jumps from NES to SNES to N64 to even, PlayStation and then PlayStation 2, like they were massive leaps in technology in short spans of time.
But I feel like doubling the power isn't very noticeable.
Well, that's because we're not doubling it anymore.
I mean, even if we were, though, I mean, like you said, I think we've gotten to a point where a double isn't enough to actually
see it. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
because let me say, when I said the Xbox didn't look good, I forgot to mention that I had already had a PS4 for a while.
Okay.
At that point.
That is important.
So, by the time I got to the Xbox, I felt it wasn't as crisp, but I've already been playing on the PS4 for I don't know how long. So that probably...
I mean, to be fair, I think if something came out with these same exact specs as a PS4, it would have been the same thing because you already were used to PS4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the console market has realized they're not going to be able to wow you anymore. They're not going to be able to make you go, oh my god, look how much more beautiful this is than what we're used to. Which is probably where a lot of the dissatisfaction comes from this generation, is because even in the PC landscape, it hasn't gone up a giant stage in wow factor in a while.
So if visually they're not going to be able to increase, what do you think they can do? Okay.
I think that's why a lot of these companies are adopting the VR platform, is because they know, hey, VR can get away with looking kind of shitty now because we've got room to grow. And if we move everybody over into this space, that gives us a new greener pasture to play in.
Yeah, if you see with PC, a lot of video cards, that's their main goal right now, is supporting VR. That's their selling point. That what they're getting all the attention from.
I think it's that in 4K. Yeah. Those are like the things that they're trying to get to.
And like you said, VR doesn't need to look amazing. It's a new concept right now. I mean, it's not brand new, but when you get it, and you get it, I mean, it could look like N64, and it's still fine.
Listen, if I were in charge of these companies putting out this VR, the first thing I would have done was sat somebody down, put them on Virtual Boy, and be like, "This was VR," and then put them on ours. So this is VR now.
Go to Disney Quest
And people would have been like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, it's amazing!"
Virtual Boy made me want to choke on my tongue.
Yeah.
Mario.
Some people probably did make choke on their tongue. Probably had some seizures too.
But yeah, I get the feeling that like the industry almost has to go into alternative display formats because there's not much left. I mean, 4K as it is right now is pushing what we can really do power wise in
Also,
any of these boxes, including
How
PC.
realistic is it for us to get a box that natively puts out 4K in the next assuming that they're going to put a system out in 4 years
Well, depends on how
at a
AMD's
$400 price.
Well,
point,
it depends
too.
on how well AMD's Nano architecture works later on this year.
I think it'll be possible.
Well, that's the biggest thing they've been talking about is the
Yeah.
fact that with the power and heat constraints, putting everything necessary to put native 4K out and not just upscaling to 4K in a box, just like space and heating or cooling, is just not possible right now.
Right now, but I mean, look how fast technology.
Yeah.
Look how
Yeah,
fast
but-
TVs blow through.
But that's
there's
why I was
also-
referencing the nano chips that are coming out.
But there's also the factor of yes, they might be able to do it, but can they do it at a low
Affordable,
cost?
yeah.
And and still make a profit or don't lose too much.
Mhm.
We also would be skipping 2 resolutions, 2 and 3K. It's true. And from a console, I mean, PC's been be able to do.
Well, I mean, we
those-
skipped
those
those
resolutions.
resolutions with our TVs as well, so it's not like it's not like we actually skipped them. There weren't 2K and 3K TVs.
Yeah, I know, but like, do you think that they could do get away with a 2K resolution
No.
and then upscale from that?
I don't
Or
think that
3K.
the populace would accept it. Because if you came to somebody right now, we got 4K, 4K, 4K has been the selling point with TVs, PCs, and everything else, and you come out and go, your brand new Sony PS5, everybody, now in 2K. Everybody's going to be like, get out of here.
Well, to me, I don't really care about the resolution. I mean, 1080 is fine with me. I just got my first LED TV. I mean, the other day. Otherwise, I've been
Yeah,
on
if you don't have a
plasma.
4K TV, then it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I've been
course.
on plasma for so long that I don't need it to look. And I haven't seen a lot of the newer stuff. I'm sure if I got used to a 4K TV or something, I'd go back. Like when you go back and look at the older TVs, like this is garbage.
Garbage, yeah.
That's all perception based anyway, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like it's.
Like you can put somebody in front of a TV and say, this is 4K, and they'll be like, you sure? Yeah, it's 4K. And they're like, oh, it's beautiful. We used to mess with people like that all the time.
After owning one for a while, I can see the difference now, like for sure. And it's just upsetting that there's not that much content. And then when I watch content, I'm like, this isn't 4K, and I can
the basic
tell.
difference is depth.
Yeah, and I'm also far enough away. It's weird because I'm also far enough away where I shouldn't be able to see it, but I still do.
What's actually really fun to watch on a 4K is Up-Res Jurassic Park, the original one.
Oh God.
It actually looks really good because it had so many like distance shots in that movie
Okay.
that it
I thought
actually
you meant
really
like
brings out.
I wonder how the special effects would look.
Oh, it looks shitty as hell.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
what I'm
talking about
saying.
the landscaping does really well for like showing difference between regular or standard and 4K.
So in terms of the playing field as far as the landscape goes between the companies, what do you think Microsoft would have to do to even the playing field next gen?
It's all going to come down to first party titles.
Yeah, I completely agree. Microsoft, when you played the 360, they had everything. They had all the games you wanted to play. And Xbox One, I found myself just buying games that's on both systems to play my Xbox One. I know there's still games coming out. There's going to be Gears and there's going to be exclusives. But as of right now, I've completely lost interest in Halo.
But don't you think that's a power issue because of the popularity of the PS4? Some of that has to do with the power. So making deals with third-party developers,
Price too.
that too, yeah, especially there's that and the whole marketing thing. But now, now those aren't issues anymore. But the power is still the issue.
Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, even if Xbox had more power, it's down to the games. If there's nothing to play on it, let's say there were more games because it had more power, but I guess that's speculation.
Surprisingly enough, though, Microsoft and Sony are still both locking developers out of some of the system resources, because they were already talking about when the news was breaking of the PS4K and of what the PSVR can do. That was one of the updates for the system when the VR was coming out, was to unlock some of the system resources to make it so it could push the VR. Because the mod box isn't actually doing anything with the graphics. It's actually just a really overpowered splitter. It just splits the signal to the TV and to the VR headset without causing any signal loss.
The only two reasons
PlayStation 4 itself actually still does all the processing.
The only two things that I can think of why they would purposefully lock people out of it is so that they can have incremental improvements
to extend the
and for
life.
stability also.
But I still think it's a lesson they learned with the PS2, where they needed to make sure the life of the console would be as long as possible by making sure the games could never, look good in Title A and Title Z.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I were Microsoft, I would have unlocked a lot more then, just to even the.
They had a lot of it locked away to make sure the Kinect ran smoothly.
Yeah, that's true.
Which the Kinect was a flop, I think.
Yeah. Well, forcing people to do it was a bad idea, but we already know that. And well, I was gonna say my next question was the next talking point was about if whatever you guys had to say about Microsoft, what would Sony have to do to counter anything that Microsoft had to sleep? But you can't really counter if it's coming down to the games. You really can't counter games without having more games.
Yeah, and I can't really think of anything that Xbox is doing better. I'm not saying that Xbox is a bad system. I can't think of anything they're doing way better than the PS4. Are they going to have Microsoft is going to have normal VR, or are they going to have the AR?
They have a partnership with Oculus, and there's unclear what exactly it's going to be right now. They only showed it's another it's having a bigger screen TV on your face.
It's like the movie theater thing.
Yeah, but they haven't shown much with that. Their partnership also means that whenever you get an Oculus, it comes with a Xbox One controller. But other than that, there's still not much.
Way behind.
Yeah, I guess
VR is. I mean, I think you need to be on top of VR. That's the next thing.
I think for as far as business wise, yes. I don't care about VR at all because I can't do VR.
But if you look far enough in the future, if Microsoft does it right, the HoloLens might be what saves the Xbox One. Because if they pull off the AR,
wouldn't that be far enough along where it would be in the next gen?
No, the dev kits come out this year.
They're $15K for that though.
No, that's $3K for the dev kit.
Oh, I thought it was 15. Somebody told me it's different.
Someone lied to you.
But that's still a lot of money.
That's for the dev kit. Kit. And that's Microsoft. They always do this with dev kits for their stuff. The Surfaces, when they first came out, were ridiculous.
Do they do that just to make sure that the people that are getting those kits are serious people, or?
Well, I think it's more to keep people from leaking out and doing their own thing. Okay. They want to keep it in the hands of the developers and their Microsoft partners, rather than I've got an extra $500. Let me go buy this Oculus and see what it's all about, and then rant and rave about how crappy it is for the next 6 months, or how great it is, whichever way it falls.
So you think that then this gen they're gonna have HoloLens?
I think HoloLens will hit the mass markets Q1 or Q2 of 2017.
I just don't see a lot of gaming applications for that.
I do though, because if you think about this, from what they've already shown, if the HoloLens can literally take your room and project, you're playing a game of Gears of War, and it literally projects what's going on into the room atmosphere, so things are actually coming at you with it being native in your
It'd be awesome for a horror game.
It'd be good for horror. It'd be great for shooters, first-person shooters, anything in first-person, really. It wouldn't be so great for, top-downs. It would be great for, RTS, because you could literally move the units around and, pull, tactical
that would be
moves.
Really awesome. And then what they showed in Minecraft, Minecraft one, that'd be really
exactly.
Sweet.
It's got a good enough application.
Puzzle games would be sweet.
It's not going to be as intensive on you, the consumer, to play in it. But it all comes down to the fact of, are they going to fall too far behind by then, or is technology going to, or people not going to really care at that point?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Remains to be seen. What I'd say at this point, Martin, you could probably open up the polls, and then I'll remind you guys on how to vote. If if you guys want to vote for having traditional box sets the way that it's been the last few gens, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's vote 0. If you want something more along the lines of like a streamlined, upgradable PC or something radically different, it'd be vote 1. And then also a reminder later on in the show, we're going to open up Discord so that you can chat with us, tell us how you feel about the situation.
Well, let me bring up, though, I don't think we really talked about the PC side of it. We talked about the consoles and what we wanted to see, but we haven't really talked about this, upgradable PC style of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. The hardware itself, it's looking like they're going to... one of the options might be to make them upgradable, because Phil Spencer talked about having modular systems. He said stuff about forwards compatibility, backwards compatibility, all sorts of craziness. He did squash the rumor about them coming out with a mid-gen hardware upgrade,
which is good, because I think that was completely.
He says he doesn't believe in it because it fractures your audience and it kind of screws over the people.
Mm-hmm.
But and I agree with him. But that is looking like that's going to be a potential option for Sony and Microsoft both, and maybe Nintendo.
But what I want to say, though, is do console users really want upgradable systems?
Yes.
I think there is a market for it, only for the fact that there seems to be, like, the reason why we're talking about this is because in so many of the mainstream media sites for gaming, people are talking about that a lot, about, the PS4K, PS4.5, or Xbox 1.5. The fact that Phil Spencer had to even squash that rumor says that there's a lot of chatter about it.
Okay, but at that point, why not have a PC is what I'm getting at. Why would you want your console?
Well, think about this. How much is there a market for different variants of a game? You've got the entry level, you've got the special edition, you've got the ultimate edition.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that always sell the best are the special editions and the ultimate editions. There's a market out there who wants their stuff to be the best it can be. They have that. So think about this. If you had a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox, and you had, like, say, 5 modular bays, you had, like, the graphics card bay, the hard drive, the processor, whatever, and you could literally just unclasp, pull it out, buy a better one, put it in there, and now your system runs better in that regard. You've still got the console itself. It's still an affordable market console for people who don't care.
It gives more options.
But you have the system over here that can push more, and then it just becomes the developer's duty to have it so their game recognizes what you have and outputs properly for you. And here's the cool thing for the developers. So say Microsoft and Sony, all these people want backwards compatibility. One of those bays can be a compatibility bay. So you as a consumer can spend $50 to buy the backwards compatibility chip to slide into that bay, and then they don't have to shoulder the cost of the backwards compatibility.
So
Dirty M. A few of us have worked at GameStop, including myself.
They've already kind of been doing that with the Xbox, the Elites, the Pros.
Well, they never really upgraded.
I'm not saying
hardware.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between the two Xbox Ones, isn't there? There's one that has something better about it.
The hard drive's bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, but isn't there something like it runs faster or something?
No.
Oh, no? It's the exact same?
No.
Yeah, they're
It's
the
the same
exact
thing,
same.
just bigger
Usually,
hard
the biggest changes they usually make is they'll switch manufacturers of other things like the optical drive and stuff like
Are you
that.
talking about the 360?
No, I was
he's
talking
talking
about
Because there was some differences in the 360.
Yeah, I know that.
Most of that was in the optical.
So if this is what people want, why did the Steam system do so bad?
Because there were so many manufacturers that were making Steam boxes that it's just a PC. There's no difference.
Not to mention, PC gamers have PCs.
Yes.
They don't want the PC in their living room. They want the PC at their desk with their nachos and their Mountain Dew, and they can hide in their dark corner.
But I'm saying this. Why didn't it appeal to the console users?
Because
Console
it's a
users don't play PC games.
PC. Here's where modular systems can appeal to a console person. I don't care. I'll just get the base one. I care. I'll get the other one. You have options. And then 2, with the modular stuff, I am willing to bet that all those pieces would be proprietary. I don't think Microsoft is going to be like, all right, guys, have at it. Develop stuff for
you're not going to have
console.
the Mad Catz graphics card.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everything will still be optimized.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to run into the issues of is this video card going to work with my rig?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Which is the biggest advantage of console gaming is you buy it and it's good to go. You don't have it's like buying an iPad. It's good to go. Apple's got everything on lock. You download an app, the app's stable for the most part. You don't have to worry about as much as viruses and all that like you do with Android and other things that are open source.
Yeah, the way that I would see it is they would have 3 SKUs. It would be the base, the middle tier, and then the high tier. And then if you have your base though, you can choose to upgrade.
Yeah,
because it's modular.
I'm seeing what you're saying. It's like buying a game, on PC, and you may have a starter gaming PC, and you can only run it on medium, or you can, upgrade.
Exactly, and have
like
and all the
that,
games would have
Ultra.
options of running,
Yeah.
standard, high, and ultra.
That's what I'm saying.
very good.
Our operating systems and consoles are good enough now that when I put that game in there or download the game, whatever, it should be able to just read the system hardware and know by itself what settings to set itself at. Because if you've only got 3 SKUs for the graphics card, there's only 3 options. It should not be difficult for the developer to already have that preset, so I don't have to go into some settings menu and go, let me crank this one up to max, let me turn the hairworks down because it's going to tax the system too much. It should just be automatic like that. That might actually be the way to kill the PC gaming market with the console market. It would be a much cleaner way of doing gaming.
It's possible. You're always going to have the people that want to just squeeze every last bit of performance they can. So they're still there, but they might shrink. That might shrink depending on how convenient it is and how well they execute.
Well, to me, to have consoles, take over PC's spot, they have to come out with something like Steam. I can buy 30 games for the price of 1 game on the system.
So you're talking about the pricing.
Yeah, well, I'm just not. I'm saying just
they hired a guy. Microsoft hired a guy for Xbox Live that used to work for Steam.
Really?
So I don't know if that's something that they're trying to build towards.
And Sony's been redoing their Play Store a lot recently. They just did a huge update to the Play Store.
I've noticed on both sides of the fence they've become more competitive with their digital titles.
Oh, this digital is the future.
Exactly. So I imagine it's gonna be like that. Whether it might be like Steam, I don't think it might not necessarily be as good as Steam, but I don't think it has to be either for it to be successful.
Well, to me, I have to see some incentive of buying. I still like my hard copy of everything, so I need to see an incentive of buying.
Well, I think the incentives are there for if you have the if what Phil Spencer said, forwards and backwards compatibility, unified account.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing that you downloaded, like they did it with this gen already, like the backwards compatibility. I think that makes it a lot more appealing and a lot more friendly. Like you don't feel like you're not buying a title twice or anything like that.
Well, not to mention they've already been working on a way of trading in your digital license to get that credit in the Play stores to be able to buy new games. So if you owned a game and you played it or you hated it or whatever and you bought it digitally, you're not stuck with the license for forever. You can either sell it off to a friend or you trade it back into the store for credit.
And the free games that PSN and Xbox Live do is pretty nice incentive too.
It's very nice.
I got Fables, Wolf Among Us this month, and Dead Space. I picked that one up. I never played Dead Space, so now I can. Oh,
really?
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Exactly. So I'm just like, sweet, it's there.
That's what I ran into as well. Seeing a lot of games that I just didn't pick up because I wasn't interested in at the time. And now, they're free. Why would I not play them?
Yeah.
So,
that being said, we've talked about the improvements that they have made. What do you want to see them do? Like, what is your wish list for the next gen?
Okay.
Not realistic, not holodeck stuff.
First off, like I said, I definitely want some way to tie in mobile with my systems. Second, I want some kind of library that everything I have on it will transfer over to the next system.
Yeah.
I'm seeing, like I go through my Xbox account where I bought a lot. I have some arcade games, that work, and I had to wait. But
they just recently added more.
Yeah, I want everything. I want to be able to have, a library that when I'm 4 systems down the road, I can still play the games that I had bought online.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to buy the backwards compatibility chip for each of those consoles.
Yeah, that's fine.
If they do modular, that could be I hope they don't go that route. That would suck.
That'd be the best way to do it because the cost of backwards compatibility is so ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pay for it if it was an
Well,
option.
if it's software though, I don't know if it would be.
Well, software driven causes a lot of glitches and stuff.
I
So-
guess.
Because the hardware, remember, these games are made for outdated hardware. So it's like trying to play original World of Warcraft on a modern PC. Even if you install an old version of Windows and do everything you can to put it in its native environment, it does not run properly. It runs terrible.
Mhm. But tied in with that, I do want backwards compatibility for everything. I don't want to have to keep each time I get a new system buy this PS1 game.
Yeah.
So I do want to see that. I want to have.
What about hardware wise?
It would be nice. I would like to see the ability to have pop in my disc and play, but I'm fine with digital.
As long as they have the what's the infrastructure
Yeah.
that you want.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I'm fine with digital as long as, like I said, I'm just getting tired of needing to buy the same game over every time I get a new system.
Yeah, from what Phil Spencer said, he specifically tackled not having to buy your games over and over again.
Yeah,
So
and
I
that'd
mean
be great.
that's as long as he's still there. I think that's probably going to happen. Is there anything as far as
Keyword as long as he's still there.
is there anything like in the box that you guys want, or controller wise, any kind of wish, like things like have an idea, like because I have
Yeah.
some things.
Go ahead. No. Let's hear yours. That
Yeah,
might
let's
inspire
hear
us.
it.
I have
have
some
anything.
things. I'm lazy, so I would like to turn on my TV with my controller, without
You
the
can do
TV
that.
controller,
Yeah,
You gotta do that.
with my Xbox controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
What?
can link it. I do it with my PlayStation. I turn on my PlayStation, my TV
Yeah,
turns on.
Simplink. Simplink's in
No,
like every TV.
You guys are
That's
using
real.
sorcery.
I actually
Well,
chant a spell before it
there's-
happens.
I didn't know you could do that, but can you do volume too?
No.
Oh, I
don't
want
think- You
volume
want full
too.
control.
I want not full control. Like I don't want to change channels.
You want full
Source
control.
would be fine. Source, channels, and power.
And you want to do
That's-
that with the
alright,
actual
source,
controller.
Source, volume, and power.
Yeah,
Excuse
so
me.
you want to do that with the actual
With the controller.
Which is possible.
I want an on-off switch. I hate the let me touch this Joel button
Ooh.
and a menu pops up. It kind of
Plus, because they're
is.
PCs now, though. They have to shut down properly or else you crash hardware.
I'm talking about my controller. Like to
Oh, you
turn
just
off my
want a
controller.
one button.
Oh,
I just
oh,
want a
oh,
switch. Turn it
Yes,
off.
yes, I completely agree with you. 'Cause
I-
it's too much work. I set my controller beside me, and it interrupts whenever I'm doing anything.
Yeah.
What's going on,
So-
Ashley?
What up? But I mean that's what I wish I could do. What else? There's I think it should ship with a large. I think by next gen solid state. Do you think that's going to be a
I mean, are they already
feasible?
running hybrid drives on some of the 1 terabytes now?
on the Elite? Oh, that's what you're talking about.
okay,
The
yeah.
Elite. I forgot about that one. That one has the hybrid drive. Yeah. That's right.
I knew there was something.
Yeah,
that,
yeah, you're right. I forgot that the Elite came out. The Elite system. I forgot that came out. But I think it should have a large SSD,
Those
and
offers.
then it should have an expandable hard drive slot, so that when you get another hard drive, you're not losing that memory. Also, you're adding to it.
I think that's a good idea because like me as a gamer, I have plenty of room, but I have friends who run out of room like boom, like they're
Yeah.
done. I'm like I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah.
And they have to switch, so that would be nice. That would
Rick,
be
can
a
you
good
quickly remind everybody how to vote?
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
with your hands.
Basically,
Keyboards.
if you want to vote for traditional box sets, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You put exclamation point vote, and then you're gonna have a space 0. If you want a streamlined, upgradable PC, you put exclamation point vote 1. Okay, cool. And then what else? There was another thing that was, and then I did want that unified kind of account
Yeah.
forwards backwards compatibility. That's like a must. I think that PS4 definitely got it right with having the box that has the power is internal, so it's not, there's no power brick, external power brick.
Oh yes, that's
Yeah, I think
that's
that's
very
great.
nice.
But I think Xbox got it right as far as making something that's really durable, that is whisper quiet. I do appreciate that because I do hear PS4 more so than an Xbox.
I have
One.
a 4-year-old, so I don't hear anything coming from my system.
So I mean, I appreciate where honestly, if the Xbox had the brick inside, I would be happy with how big it is. But I think the brick being on the outside is what makes it like unwieldy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I always
It
I
also
have
takes a
mine.
lot of the system heat away too.
Yeah.
My PS4 does get pretty hot, but I have my Xbox hooked up to on my computer desk, and I'm always hitting that box and unplugging it.
What up, Mark?
So I mean, I should just move it somewhere.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I forget about it. I kick it and it's done.
I want physical buttons
On the
for power.
systems,
Yeah, I'm tired of like I brush my arm and then it's like,
or it just doesn't happen. Like
oh yeah.
you know,
Hey,
it took
Sony
me-
has physical buttons.
Yeah, but I have an Xbox.
Well, Sony
And Sony's-
had physical.
Sony has physical now, but
Yeah.
like the last gen, they had the like touch.
No,
Yeah,
I don't have
some of them were
physical buttons.
physical.
Huh?
I do not have physical buttons on my PS4.
Oh yeah,
PS4
they-
definitely has physical buttons.
Mine does not.
The PS4 now has a button. I think the first run.
I have a day one one. It
I
has
have
a
the
button.
white one. I have the Destiny one, and there is no physical button. I gotta fucking swipe shit.
Really
Yeah,
Interesting.
It's really, really
the
annoying.
white one with the map.
Yep.
That one's nice. It's nice looking.
So, oh no, not the map. It's just white.
It's just white. The first Destiny one was white. The second one was the one with
It was the
gold
very
logo.
first Destiny one. It's just a solid white system, and
Oh.
it has blue lights. Or
I didn't know that they
has
had two
some
different
highlights.
systems.
But
I saw the one with the
it's
map. It
great.
looks awesome.
I'm glad there's no disc trays anymore.
Yes. Yeah, that was garbage.
Yeah.
There won't be any optical drive if things go digital anyway. So
Yeah.
that would remove a
I don't
lot
know.
of space.
I would, but at the same time, people do still use it as an entertainment device for like their Blu-ray.
Yeah, but entertainment is going digital too, though. That's
We
why
can-
I'm just
I
like,
would hate to see. I do not want things to go completely digital.
Yeah, I
do
kind of
not.
like my entertainment.
I like my
copying.
hard copies, and this is another thing. Like you said, people like the best edition of games, and with that edition comes all these collectibles, and that's why people are getting most.
yeah,
of the
but
time.
you can still do
They
do
did
editions
Halo
that
5,
come with
Halo
a
5 did that.
yeah,
Do
it's
you
a
get
special
fake box?
edition.
Yes.
I need the box.
Yeah,
They
you
gave
get
you a fake box.
everything except for a disc, and then it has a download code, but you still get a statue. You still
Why
get all
didn't they
that
just
stuff.
make a fake disc at that point? You know, just one that had like
Why not just
art
give
on
you
it.
the real disc?
Because they don't want you to trade it
I
in.
know.
Yeah, but I'm saying put an art disc in there.
They want
They
to
can make a
also
disc
condition.
that
They also want to
requires the
condition you.
license. Okay.
To condition you to buy into
Be
the
discless?
digital. Yeah, exactly. Now that I've said those things, are there any things? And in the chat, are there any things that you guys want to see next gen?
They want tacos and they want more Overwatch video.
I mean, I want tacos too.
What's
If it-
Overwatch?
So you come on Discord and tell us if you don't want to type it in.
Yep.
yeah. If you don't want to, if you want to,
And they want Joe.
speak
They
instead.
specifically want Joe in their next generation.
Joe eating tacos.
Yeah. It's actually a thing. Apparently, they just want
That's
the
if
Joe,
you-
the
you
Joe
can only get that
taco.
for
Someone
pre-order.
wanted a human as the next gen.
The Joe Taco
It's
edition.
getting there.
But
That VR.
in the meantime, while chat is gonna think of something awesome, what do you guys think?
I think why don't you just make it all in one and get my TV and my console one? No, I'm kidding. I don't want that. That'd be terrible. Never mix anything with your TV. Don't even buy a smart TV. Get smart and buy something to plug in your TV to make it smart.
Yeah.
The TVs that used to have
Jesus.
the VHS and
Oh, those are
DVD
the
player
worst.
in it.
You know how many times one thing would break and the whole thing would be bad? It's like your DVD player broke, so now your TV won't work.
Those things were only good like in school.
Right?
That's about it.
In my day, we had projectors.
Overhead projectors
Oh,
with
yeah.
mirrors.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to wipe it clean.
Oh god, transparent. Oh man,
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that. Oh,
Lot of
memories.
evolution.
Kids that are watching right now don't
They
know
don't
what we're
know
talking
what we're
about.
Martin doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
They didn't have that in Mexico.
In Mexico, yeah, they didn't have that.
But
They wrote it in the sand.
Yeah, but that technology got downgraded back towards us, so it's like the high tech over there right now. So we
4K overhead projector, man.
We have no idea. Most people don't know what a Blu-ray is. So
I want to see a game system made of glass and with a lava lamp inside. I get it. So it sets your girlfriend in the mood while you're playing.
it's good.
If you played well enough,
That's a
you'd
modded
already be in the
system.
mood.
They'll mod these systems to be this way, I'm sure.
VHS tapes are next generation. Hey, vinyl's back. Vinyl's
It's
huge
true.
now.
Yeah.
It's true. Whatever is old will come back again.
Yeah, man,
The
I'm
hipsters
waiting for
will
that
love it.
Betamax.
So, I mean, otherwise, I like the way
Laserdisc.
the direction the systems are going. I think they're a little big, but I understand that, to fit in there. That
Look
Xbox
how
is
big that
massive.
is.
Yeah, but
I'll
that's a
say-
PC.
They're
Yeah.
all PCs.
I understand that, but what I'm saying though is
In my entertainment center, it doesn't really matter how big it is. I mean, the brick and having the brick be on the back is also unsightly. Doesn't look good.
Mhm.
So that's why.
Okay,
that's
wait,
the
wait,
main
wait.
reason why
Wait,
I
I've got it.
What?
They should come with little HDMI plug-in adapters, so you never have to run an HDMI cord to the TV. You just plug the adapter in the TV you want to play the game on. So if the controllers are connected Bluetooth with a decent range, and you got that adapter that can toggle to the system, if Rick wants to use the living room for a movie he's watching with his girlfriend and Derek's playing a game, Derek can just take the HDMI dongle into his room, plugged into his TV, and keep playing his game without having to move the
that's
console.
another thing I wanted to bring up. I love how the Wii U, you can play the games with the TV off.
Oh yeah.
A majority of them.
Some mobility
So-
within the house.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at the
Kind of
the
like
mobile-
Chromecasting it.
Yeah, kind of, and that's really neat because I can play some games. I mean, there's some that I can't, but I can play some games. While Kayla is watching Vampire Diaries, and I don't want to watch that.
Joe brings
so-
up a good point. We need to have some floppy disk drives.
That's-
Nothing's as sexy like a floppy disk. Okay, so I could hold a battery charge?
For more than 4 hours.
I think he was referring to his controller. but
controller,
That'd be cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
another thing.
But
Get
your
rid of the
TV would
lights
still
on
die.
both. The Xbox light is too bright. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa. And then the PlayStation one is like killing the battery.
Let's
Well,
see.
you can turn those down.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
Haddock Red
But
Sauce
you should be
says
able to
they
turn
want
it off.
all future gens to be a square unified style and have side air vents so I can stack everything on top of each other. That's true. The side air vents instead of like lower top.
I
and
just
back.
picture like somebody having like 3 different systems, and it's like a server like rack.
That'd be kind of cool though.
When you brought up the battery thing, I don't think that's really a necessity anymore with how often there's autosave in games. It used
It's
to
an
be.
inconvenience, man. Like
It is.
Well,
but
here's the big thing though. If they are going to be like PCs, you don't want a power failure at your house to cause a system crash because you
Very
could
true.
lose your entire operating.
Oh,
system
you mean having a
everything.
backup battery? But you can
Well-
have a backup
Well, I was
surge
gonna say,
protector.
but what I'm saying is instead of having to go out and buy a UPC or whatever, you can just or UPS, sorry, you can get just the console have just a slight rechargeable battery that holds like a 10-minute charge, enough to power down the console properly.
So quick question. I don't know this at all, but I notice whenever I unplug my Xbox, that brick keeps its light on for like 20 minutes.
That's all. All bricks are like that.
So-
They keep power in there.
So is that something? Does the console automatically lose power, or does it slowly? I mean, does it? You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't think it's enough power to push.
push anything?
Yeah, to push it. It just is enough power to push that light. That's all. That's about it, probably. What's up?
Now he's just about how the first gen PS3 was impossible to stack with anything.
Oh yeah, because it's slow.
the flying saucer.
Yeah. But you shouldn't stack things on your systems.
Yeah, the heat will.
All systems
Rise.
should not be able to be stood on their side ever again.
Yeah, that was bad. That was.
Yeah.
They're
that
still
was-
doing it. The PS4 can stand on the side.
Yeah, I just every time I see one, I just want to knock it over.
Yeah. And I worked at GameStop when the 360 came out, and everybody's like,
I was
Ring
the
of
biggest
Death?
thing. I'd be like, don't do that.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no good reason to do that
We
anyway.
only got no, you don't.
No, you don't.
can
You're a
find a
liar.
spot.
And don't do it on the carpet either.
I just like to shake my systems. when
Yeah.
I'm
Sometimes you gotta
playing.
do it on the carpet, man.
What? Take a shit?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know where you're going.
I don't know where I'm going either, man.
You're coming from Mars on these. You're going sideways.
All right, guys.
Come on, chat. What are your ideas? We're building the next gen console. What am I doing with it? So far, we got rid of the optical drive. We made it nice and square with some side air vents to get better cooling. We have physical buttons on it. We have a battery to stop
Modular.
critical failure.
It's modular.
Bays. We're
Better
writing all this down.
peripherals.
We're submitting this to Microsoft
What
tomorrow. So what are you guys doing?
What peripherals? I think honestly, a good system
up, Kaya?
won't need a peripheral.
Mhm. Well, I'm saying just things to add things.
A cup holder.
Instead
That's
of
when you're nowhere
the,
near your
you know, the
console.
mobile
for a
thing
cup
I was
holder.
going with, maybe you don't include that in the system, and that's an option. But you can buy almost like a tablet that you can just use that. Then that's not forcing everybody into doing if they have no desire to do a mobile.
Well, why wouldn't you just have it as an app that you could use on a tablet?
Because you're not going to make money off that.
No, well, you could actually
Yeah, you
with
could sell it.
advertising.
Range-proof
But-
controllers.
See, this is why they couldn't make it an app, is because let's say your phone isn't
Nacho
powerful
cheese
enough.
dispenser.
That's now affecting the gameplay now giving you a bad.
All right, guys. So we're adding a cup holder and a nacho cheese dispenser to the console. Apparently,
Add a microwave on top of it.
If you just put slices of cheese in your disk drive, you'll get that.
this is true. That laser will melt that cheese right away.
Yeah, that's how I make my nachos.
But it's nacho cheese.
He actually modded his Xbox 360 to have a tray open up on the top, so that way when the cheese melted, he could reach inside.
No, I did
Get it out.
the first PS3. That's what I would cook my whole meal on top of it.
On the egg,
Just like an engine.
Yep.
crack an egg over it.
Put my cheese.
Well, I'm going to remind you guys on how to vote.
And also, if you want to talk with us, get it on that Discord.
That is true. To vote, if you want a traditional box set, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. ! Vote 0. If you want a streamlined, upgradable PC, if you want to go that route, it'd be ! Vote 1. And then also, did you put that Discord link
Yes,
in
he
there,
did.
Martin? Thank you very
Oh.
much.
Wait,
Built-in
What's up?
floor mats.
none of us took a side on anything.
There was no side.
Take
for
my
this.
side. Vote 1. What's 1?
Wait, wait, what is modular? I'm on team modular. What are you talking about?
Modular is 1,
Oh.
and traditional is 0.
0. Traditional.
You want that
Ain't broke, don't
traditional?
fix
You
it.
want that OG stuff?
Yep, OG.
Make it like the Russian doll, so they could be one inside of another, inside of another. That's cool.
That would be awesome.
Micro PS4.
And then when you go to sell it, you just up the price every time they open
You
it.
should just make it like freaking Ant-Man's tank, you know? It can fit on your keychain. Then when you're ready to play, you hit the button. It comes back to full
Or
size.
just add water.
Yeah, right. Like those foam dinosaurs.
How many votes do we got in there? Kai had absolutely no built-in microphone. I agree with that. They are already built into the TV.
Yeah, let's get rid of the Kinect. We'll just throw the Kinect away. No need to try again. Liquid resistant. That'd be.
I'd actually
Why
like
are the
to not
liquids
see.
on your TV stand?
Water sports.
I guess.
I mean, liquid resistant. I mean, if you have kids, I mean, there's people who have kids.
That's true.
Some people.
all right. Let's just go with the PlayStation 9 from back in 2001.
The orb.
The orb that follows you around
Yeah.
and reads your mind.
Also, I would like pennies not to be able to fit into the disc drive. That
no,
would be nice.
There's no disk drive. We already
Yeah,
got
we got rid of
it.
this.
Oh,
drive.
we already
That's
got
one
rid
of
of
the first
it.
things
Okay.
we did was get
The
rid
only
of
thing you
it.
have to worry about
The
now is
disk
pennies
drive-
going in vents.
The disc drive is a module you can buy if you want to have the optical upgrade.
Mm. Not that I've ever had pennies in my PS3.
I've come across enough change, the best part was when people would get like somebody would try to trade in a system and there would be discs lodged in there, because they just keep putting them. The kid was just keep putting them in
Speaking
there.
of, we need compartments back in it. I don't. With you working at GameStop,
A
I don't know
stash?
how many
To stash?
PS2s you got with pot.
Yeah. GameCubes also because
Oh, GameCubes, I forgot. Yep.
And then also the Nintendo 64 with the little expansion
Yep.
bay thing.
That's where everybody like. If you smoke pot and you have one of those systems, please do not hide it there. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Like,
VR Blitzball.
plus I
Good
don't want to
ideas.
clean it.
Let me ask a question I got asked in psychology today.
Blitzball.
Do you think video game violence causes kids to be violent? No. I think bad parents
Actually,
cause kids to be
wait.
violent.
We have a prono, don't we?
I think that's
So
one of our
link in
past.
description.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have
that-
a prono over this whole topic. It
Yeah.
was hatred. I think.
Hatred. Yeah, it was a game.
Yep.
It was hatred inspired.
Well, it wasn't necessarily about that. It was part of the debate.
Yeah,
One
it
of
was
it was
nature-
whether
yeah,
or not
nature
we
about
should
it.
have games that violent. It was more of a censorship
Mhm.
thing, and then it turned into that.
Listen,
Yeah.
Go check it out.
In my opinion, it is the parents' responsibility to say, "Look, Billy, have fun shooting the Nazis, but just be aware this is a video game. This is not real life."
And if you check out those episodes, you'll have an appreciation for how far we've come.
I think that was a good episode, though.
It was a good
the
episode.
hatred one. Because Joe was wrong.
See, Kaya knows.
dang.
Kaya knows. She's on Team Neo on this one.
What? I let my kid watch whatever. You know what? She says to Kayla, when she leaves to work, she says, watch out for cars and don't get dead.
She-
That's some great.
she's like
parenting. Great age.
a 40-year-old woman. All right. So it is 11:24. We're about to close those polls, probably in another 6 minutes.
Rick does love polls.
Yo, we need some votes. Vote 0 for winning.
Vote 1, people.
What?
Does Pokemon cause kids to make wild animals weak and throw balls at them?
Yes?
No, but it does teach you how to cockfight.
It is.
I
true.
already knew.
It is
Prison.
true. Are you talking
That's a
about
different kind of cockfighting.
when they slap each other? Is that what that is?
That's called a sword fight. Jeez.
And feel free to call us. Discord. You'll talk to us. We can hear your voice. We can talk back to you. We can have laughs.
You can do your best Darth Vader impersonation on there.
Yeah. You can do shout outs to people that you know.
Or don't know.
Yeah. Or don't know. Yeah. We won't know any better. You could say, oh, what's up, Rock?
You can shout out
Shout
to me.
out to that chick at the strip club last night.
Said the Nintendo
Sparkles.
PR chick.
Yeah, right?
We'll do the shout out for you, you know?
I'll sing if you got a girlfriend or boyfriend.
You'll sing? Oh.
Yeah.
Derek's going to serenade.
Loving you.
Now you gotta call Doom just to hear that.
She might be into that in a while. You're right.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Was it even me that we were talking about?
No, we're talking Mr. Joyo. Jeez.
All
right, we're going to close the poll down?
Yeah, we're gonna close the polls.
Right.
I think we've pretty much hit the every thing we
Mountain,
could at this point.
close that poll. Let's see
Oh,
who
Lord.
won. Shout out to Sparkles, you're right.
You can no longer vote on anything.
Yo, Etrin.
Streamlined upgradable PCs won with 3 votes.
Woo! That's the modulars.
And
The modulars
it's looking
win.
like that's probably where they're gonna go. That'd be exciting too, because just like
I always call
if you get the less powerful one, you always have something to look forward to.
the
Spending
PC
money.
Master Race is
Yeah.
dying, Joe.
Well, we will be back next week.
Okay. What do
With
you feel like talking about?
another Prono show. Oh, we'll figure that out. And next week also, I don't know, Joe. I'm looking at you. Is there going to be a G Cube live next week? Absolutely. Okay. So Joe's going to be hosting G Cube live next week, Tuesday at 10:30 p.m.
Same bat time, same bat
Exactly. So that'll be a fun show. If I can make it, I will try to make it as well.
Woo!
And then also, yeah, that's next week, same time, same everything. If you guys have any, if you guys have an idea for something you guys want us to talk about, put it in the chat. Let us know.
That'd be
Yes.
awesome. We'll talk about anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, throw it in the chat, or you guys can head over to gcube.com and drop that in one of the message
Oh, yeah.
boards so we can get some ideas of what you guys want to hear us talk about. Also, we're going to start doing some streaming on our private channel, so all of our names you see coming across are like Joe Yo and Hey Loco. They'll be streaming in their personal channel, so you guys can check out some actual video gameplay from them. It's going to be cool stuff.
Indeed. Thanks for stopping by and joining us and chatting. You guys have a good night. We'll see you later.
Peace. Later, guys.
There's a ton right now, the
So-
new Pokemons are even
Yeah.
nostalgia games, in my opinion. So
My- let me be clear about something. It's not that I don't enjoy them.
Why do you hate them?
Why do let me explain to you why I do not like them. I do enjoy them, but
You think it's been much lately?
it's been much, and I'm extremely cautious of them becoming the norm. That's what I'm afraid of. That's